There we go. Yay! We did it! Thank you guys for being so patient. We are now live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Alright, so what you're tuning into is a live signature session, signing session with Ricky Wysocki. He's at the Dynamic DIscs Emporia retail store, having a good time signing a bunch of your orders.
Okay. So
if you weren't able to get your order in before now, you still have a little bit of time. Central. Get your order in at dynamicdiscs.com. In the order notes, make sure you request Ricky's signature. We do have a few special Dyemax felons left, but other than that, please exclude Dyemaxes from this order because Ricky is going to be out of town soon, so we won't have time to
exclude custom Dyemax.
Custom Dyemax.
If there's ones like these that we know are already made, most of the time that's okay.
Yep.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, there's these ones. They got felons and triple X.
But any custom Dyemax or something that's not already made, don't do it. Don't do it.
So in the meantime, if you want to ask a question in the chat room, Ricky is happy to answer your questions as he's signing the disc.
Here's another one of the Dyemaxes that are available right now for me to sign, as they're pretty accessible and right here in the store. So check them out.
Yeah.
Those are available on dynamicdiscs.com, like Bobby just said.
Okay, so we got a question. Ricky, could you comment on the best way for an intermediate player to learn the hyzer flip?
Oh, great question. Let's see. So I think the best way would be to obviously just practice with the understable disc. You want to really focus on, if you're getting if you're trying to practice for a hyzer flip, you want to make sure to use an understable disc because that's what's going to naturally, you want to throw it on hyzer. You don't want to throw it flat if you're trying to use that natural hyzer flip. So an understable disc for your arm speed, which is different for every player, so I can't really tell you exactly what disc, but like an understable, maybe mid-range or fairway driver, something not quite as fast as a, say a ballista or a fast driver like that. That way you can kind of dial in the mid-range of putter and then work your way up to maybe a driver. So that was my 2 cents on that.
Someone was curious about it in the bag for 2018, and more specifically, has anything changed in your bag for 2018 so far?
Let's think. So I did do one. I'm trying to think if there's differences. So I have a lot of the similar discs. I'm trying to think of what stuff changed. So I did add a gladiator. I found some really nice pop top gladiators that they feel really nice and they fly really nice. So that's a great combo. And so I put that in the bag. I got a couple of those for sidearms. I throw those on long, 400-foot sidearms plus, and they got the dome. They can handle the power when you're throwing that hard. So gladiator is one disc that I added, and I prefer. I think it was the Gold Line. It was Gold Line and Recycled were the two really good ones that I liked.
Got another question. Hey Ricky, how often do you practice putting, and then how long are your putting sessions?
Usually when I'm practicing for an event or practice putting like daily, I usually 45 minutes to an hour, and if I'm playing practice like a tournament course, I'll go out and putt 10 or 15, 20 putts on each hole as I'm playing around. So I'm getting practice putting in while on each hole. So I'll go, say the first hole, putt 20 times, go to the next hole, putt 20 times. So I'm getting repetitions on the actual putting greens that I'm going to be putting in on the tournaments. So it's double bonus.
That makes you more comfortable in the baskets too.
Exactly.
Because you guys putt on so many different types of baskets throughout the year.
Elevation, you get used to the elevation of the greens and slopes, and
nice.
Like Robert said, different baskets, you have different sweet spots, so you got to learn those.
Yes,
Someone asks, who has the best hair in disc golf and why is it Robert McCall?
Hey, thank you.
He's got a unique style for sure.
That's right.
What is your favorite tournament of the year? And he says he's looking forward to seeing you play in Jonesboro.
Jonesboro's great. I really enjoy it there. The private property, they do a lot of work, and it's a lot of obviously private. The owner of the property does a lot of the work, and it's a great design. They cut the grass. It's cool fairways, great. They got lakes. They've got terrains, slopey terrain, which makes for a great course. So they've got a lot of the characteristics that top pros look for: long shots, short shots, good mix of balance between all the different variables that make a good course, and that's why I think all the top players like playing there.
This box is super stubborn, by the way. So
Taylor wants to know: do you think a distance forehand is better with a flex on an overstable or a flip up understable sidearm?
Good question. So I think just like any player, we all have our preferred angles of release, and so Robert's or mine, or we were just actually talking about Jeremy Colling. He's got a great sidearm, but we all have slightly different comfort zones. So some people like to throw, for me personally, I like to throw a flex shot naturally. So my distance shot's going to be a natural flex shot. Whereas, like I said, Jeremy Colling, he throws a hyzer flip and he gets distance that way. So there's different ways to skin a cat, so to say, and so. It's just mostly about what you prefer and feel most comfortable with, and you can get discs that will fit your own style.
And all you cat lovers and animal lovers, you can send your complaint emails to robert@dynamicdiscs.com.
Yeah, right. Hopefully you got the analogy.
Pardon me, Robert. They were talking about skinning cats, and I condone that.
I'm teasing. Anyway, if you're just tuning in, this is a live YouTube signature session with Ricky Wysocki. He's here in Dynamic DIscs Emporia, the retail store. These are orders that have already been placed, and he's signing them. But you have a short amount of time to place your order if you want to get him to sign your disc, your hat, your bag, your basket, your shirt, whatever you want to order. Place your order from now until 4 p.m. Central. Nothing can happen after 4 p.m. Central because Ricky Wysocki is on his way out of town. We have some already made Dyemaxes ready available for you to order, but anything custom Dyemax, we ask that you not order those because you will not be able to sign those in time.
This one's pretty deadly right now.
Oh, is it? Yeah, whatever.
Let's see.
Would you hand that to Alan, please? Thank you.
Here.
Oh, this is a tough question. You want the tough questions, Ricky?
Yeah, kind of.
Only easy questions.
Oh, yeah, I'm already doing multitasking. Okay. So
yeah, come on.
No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Huge fan of Sake Bomb, but what do you think is contributing to a slow start this year?
It's a combination of different things. I mean, I think me reflecting on it is mostly, when I'm practicing in the off season, I don't really practice tournament mode, so it's taken me a lot longer to really get the fire that I need to play and perform at a high level. So I'm still playing, I'm having decent finishes, but I'm not giving myself a chance to win, which I normally do. So I think the more tournaments I play, the more comfortable I'll feel with the pressure and in the competition mode. So I think it's just taking me a lot longer than I expected to really get in my comfort zone and get the fuel lit that I need to really play with a lot of fire that I usually do.
We got another one. Obviously the player is what makes a disc work, but do you think you could have won Worlds without switching to the Trilogy lineup?
Honestly, no. I think that it gave me confidence, and mentally and physically, because the discs perform. The physical part is the discs. They perform so well, and I feel so comfortable with all the lineup that it translates out there with the World Title Championships that I've got. So I think I contribute a lot of it to that, and not to mention we got family. We got like Robert here. They do everything for us when we're on the road to make us feel comfortable and allow us to step in tournaments and have all the behind-the-scenes stuff. That way we can step into tournaments feeling 100% confident in everything we do.
Let's see. I thought I had trouble saying real names on Facebook, but these usernames on YouTube are going to get me. This question is from Pencouth Hot Dog. Pencouth?
That's a good one.
Can I see it?
Or maybe it's Pencouth the Hot Dog.
Can I see it?
Hold on. So You're an amazing fighter and a winner. I'm a big fan. P.S. What's a good tip for a forehand technique to have a good snap like you do?
First of all, thanks for the support. I really appreciate
Pencouth the Hot Dog.
Pencouth the Hot Dog.
Oh, okay. So Pencouth the Hot Dog. What kind of hot dogs do you like? All beef or kosher? But no. So for sidearm, it's a lot about the wrist. So the wrist control is really important because you can achieve so many different angles: flat, hyzer, turnover, and it also provides power. Your wrist provides angle, which is control, and it provides power based on how much you snap it. So that's in a nutshell, which being short timed, that's two of the most important tips. Wrist.
Evan asks, early spring in Wisconsin has a lot of slippery, muddy tee pads. Any tips?
Muddy tee pads?
Muddy tee pads. I'd say, you know, slow everything down, and your footwork really needs to be slow and not really herky-jerky. That's when you slip. Try and be slow and methodical is the way I look at it. That way everything works together. You're not putting all your weight on one foot or the other and giving yourself a chance to slip. So try and that's my best advice.
Do you ever put a towel down on a tee pad?
I don't. So I know a lot of people do. I just don't feel. You know, you're more worried about trying to hit the towel than. So that's I just feel like you take a lot of focus away from throwing and more trying to get your foot planted on the towel. Right. Kind of thing.
If you haven't tried it, something to try, but it's not for everybody.
No, it's not, but it's definitely a very good option. I just, like I said, I don't prefer it, but it doesn't mean it doesn't work for everyone.
Hayden wants to know who is excited here for the Dynamic DIscs Northwest Arkansas Open.
Ooh, oh yeah, I heard about that.
We all are.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes. I know Arkansas's got a...
Brian asks, when is the video going to start? Well, Brian, we've been going for a while, so hopefully you can refresh your page and go.
We'll be there.
We'll be there, yeah. We'll get there. Are you working on anything different for the 2018 season? This one's for Ricky, Robert.
Oh, okay. That's a very
I'm going to manage better this year than No, okay.
Yeah. So what was the question again?
Are you working on anything different for the 2018 season?
Working on anything different. I'm working on, I got a new van. I worked on that. So that was something that I'm working on. But as far as that's, like I said, it could be disc golf, could be non-disc golf, but the van really has actually helped me, I'm able to carry more discs, so I'm able to, carry more inventory when I'm doing booths, and I'm able to carry more personal discs too, so I'm able to have a lot more variety when I'm choosing discs.
What about, you said you've been working on like fairway shots, like dead straight kind of,
that's
just developing that a little bit more?
Yeah, that's one shot that if I had to say that I had a slight weakness, that would be that. And so I'm more cautious when I go to certain holes that I want to practice something. I'll definitely try and hit the straight fairway shot game, which is, like I said, I would say 350 to 400 feet. And I think that this Explorer is really going to help with that, and because that's the spot that I've really have struggled with a little bit. And I think I've got the disc now. I just need to work on the mechanics to match the great disc fight. I'm excited about that.
Let's see.
Yeah, you're good.
I was looking to see if it was wrong.
Yeah, no, you're good.
DJ Jolly 037 wants to know, Robert, what does it take to be a Team DD?
How many
Ds are there? Team DD golfer, and is there a DD amateur team right now?
We do not have an amateur team. We just have one team. There are some amateurs on that team. Oh, you can sign this one as well if you want. There are some amateurs on that team, and there's not really like a short answer for what it takes to be on the team. We do like, people who play well in tournaments, who've worked on getting their rating up there and have had some good finishes. That's all good stuff. But we care a lot, and I would say even more about the type of person that somebody is, what they're doing in their community, if they're running events, if they're kind of spreading the good news of disc golf to people and things like that. And the hardest thing about sponsorships too is that there are a lot more qualified people than there are sponsorship spots available with any one company. And so like you may be doing all the right things and it may just not be a good fit for us at the time. But keep working hard at it. Someday it might work out, someday it might not. But yeah, it's you can't just say like if you arrive here, like if you get to 1,000 then you're sponsored. That's not really how it goes. It's different from person to person and situation to situation.
Everyone pulls weight in different ways.
Yeah, yeah.
Players,
yeah, because we've got amateurs on the team who just spend all their time like running tournaments and events and things like that, and it's awesome. So.
I'll go ahead.
What's up, JJ? How are you, bud?
Doing good. How are you guys?
Good, good.
Emacs English on the
if Emacs not around, Rick Sig on both. Bingo, bango.
Okay, so the reals.
The real.
The reals. Can you share your daily practice putting routine? So give us kind of a glimpse into your putting routine.
So for me, when I'm doing practice putting, I'll go to different spots. So I'll go to, I may start at 30, 40 feet and just bounce around. So I'll spend 10, 15 minutes putting from 40 feet, 35 feet, like I said, bounce around to maybe go back to 50 feet, spend 20, 30 minutes there, then go to 20 feet, just randomize it. Because if you think about it during a round, you're never putting from 30 feet the whole time. You'll see a lot of people go to their comfort zone and just sit there and putt. But that doesn't widen your range. That just makes you're comfortable from 30 feet. But if you have a 25 or 28 footer, it's slightly different. You might feel like, it's a little bit different of a release, a little different power. So just focus on hitting a lot of the different distances, even if you're uncomfortable with them. Because that's why you're out there to practice. You're out there to practice what you're not good at, not what you're good at. Because a lot of people like to go to 20 feet and hit 10 in a row. Well, yeah, good job, but you want to increase your comfort zone, go to 25, 30, 40 feet, whatever you're just outside of your comfort zone to practice that, and that way you're widening your range.
And you definitely want to keep those 20-footers fresh. Like, you want to stay sharp on them, but if that's all you putt, once you get outside, you're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
What factors, Miamiism,
that's a pretty good one.
what factors go into decisions on whether it's a spin putt or push putt, a particular putt? What do you prefer?
So there's a couple variables there. I prefer to push putt, which is a high to low putt, whatever you want to call it, but I have a high to low release point. But sometimes it doesn't allow with wind and low ceiling, branches, whatever may be in the way. So if it's a wide open putt, I'm more than likely going to have a high to low push putt, so to say. And if it's windy with maybe a low ceiling or something to that nature, I'll do a spin putt. And that way I can, like I said, the ceiling, I don't have the option to do a push putt with the ceiling. And with the wind, I feel like the nose angle and the high to low doesn't work as well with the heavy wind. So I have I have different game plans for different scenarios, and I think that's definitely beneficial. Just like anything, it's always better to have more of a variety to choose from than not enough.
I have a question for you, because I think you're like, we see, obviously your set stance is always going to be that push putt, the high to low.
Yeah.
Do you spend much time practicing those spin putts, or is it just like you find the situation? I'll grab that.
Okay.
You find the situation, and then you're just like, okay, I've got a spin putt, now I'm ready. Do you practice that much, or is it just like that same motion all the time?
Yeah, I do. I practice it not as much as my push putt because I don't use it as much.
Right.
It's more of a secondary thing, but I do stay fresh. If I practice putt for 45 minutes, I do 5 or 10 minutes, do a couple spin putts, maybe 20 or 30, and obviously doing more repetitions with my everyday, regular putt. So I do freshen up on it. I don't spend, an hour doing it like I do with my regular putt, but I do it enough to know, and long layup putts or long spin putts in the wind when I need it. So I freshen up.
I like it.
Yep.
What is the difference between a turnover shot versus a flex shot?
A lot of it is power of when you're throwing and disc choice. So if I'm throwing a flex shot and I want it to flex back, I'm going to throw a little bit more overstable. And so there's two things. There's different variables. I'm going to throw, if I want to throw it and hold the turn, I'm going to want to throw either throw it harder or throw a disc that's a little bit less stable, and that way it holds the turn. So it all depends on the type of shot and the type of disc and the power that you're throwing on it. That's the main thing is the power. Because if you're throwing one disc at 80% power, it's going to flex a lot more. And if you throw the same disc at 100% power, it's going to go out and not quite flex as much because you have a little bit more rotations on it. So it just depends on the disc and the shot choice.
How old were you when you started playing disc golf?
I was 15. Yep.
I wish I'd started playing when I was 15.
Right.
Like, not that I would ever have, won worlds or anything, but it just would have been cool to play for longer, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you never know that.
I guess that's true.
Right.
I can't go back now.
Right.
Now I'm so old, I just can't hang.
Is thumb placement important? Importante.
To a certain extent, I think, if you're holding the disc, and sorry if I'm smudging up someone's disc, but if you're holding the disc, I think there's a fine line between holding it in the very middle and too close to the front. So if it's here, there's a lot of resistance and drag that you're releasing off of the disc. Can you see my? Okay. So if you're holding it in the middle of the disc, which some people do, your thumb has to come off a lot further. If it's right here, it kind of may have more of an early release, easier chance for that. So I think somewhere right in the middle, to where you're not in the middle of the disc, but you're not towards the front. Somewhere in there, like I said, I don't think there's an exact spot where everyone has to hold it.
Right.
But for resistance out of your hand, I think there's a fine line to where you don't want to hold it too far or too close to the rim.
Do you kind of pinch yours between your thumb and forefinger, or is yours a little bit more in from that?
Because
you've got like pretty big hands, right?
Yeah, I do, and I have a weird grip. I fan grip.
You do kind of
everything.
like a stack grip.
Yeah, and so this is my grip, and it's not like I'm not like pinching like that because I have my pointer finger away from the rim. So yeah.
I like it. Cool.
This one, on the other side, so
Yep, those are good.
if you guys want to check out some of the Dyemaxes, these are available on DynamicDiscs.com.
Only a few left, yeah.
Only a couple left. I think less than 20 or 25, right around there. And they got the nice packaging, nice sticker of authenticity, and it's a really cool disc. So check it out. They're available for a short time until they run out.
Robert, you want to go over the special discs you have over there?
Yeah, we've got a couple of other special edition ones that we've been working on. These are going to be only available through wholesale, so you can find these at your local retailers. That's who we want you to be buying these from. So these two, we've got 2 opto compasses, and they have a couple different designs. One of them is this hex Wysocki bomb design, so just the Wysocki bomb logo, but put on there 6 times. I think it looks super cool. I really like kind of a symmetrical look of this one. And then we've also got this opto compass that's got the Wysocki bomb, like with the airplane stamp on there, and 16 and 17, the years that Ricky's won the World Championship. These are going to be available through wholesale, and then we've also got those same designs on hard daggers here. So if you are interested in getting some of these, they will not be available through DynamicDiscs.com. You need to talk to your local retailer and see if they will pick these up for you via wholesale. That's the only way that you can get these. They come in these collector sleeves with the seal of authenticity. So if you haven't already got a store around you that carries some of Latitude 64 Dynamic Discs or Westside Discs, if you don't already have that, talk to your local retailer about becoming a buyback partner with us, and then a wholesale customer of ours as well, and you can get these discs. Pretty sweet. They're only available through that channel.
Okay, a real quick question that I can address. Someone asked, why is AJ Risley not on the Team DD page? I'm assuming he has a few things left to
Maybe his in the bag isn't quite set, but he should be.
Yeah, there's no other reason other than administrative reasons.
But also he got kicked off, so.
He did not.
See ya, AJ. Too much joking.
Too much Waffle House eating.
That's right.
Josh wants to know, are you playing Idlewild this year, Rick?
I know, that's a funny question. Everyone keeps asking me that, and it's always there's another tournament that falls always on a weekend when I seem to be in Europe, so I don't think I'm playing that this year, unfortunately. Sorry about that. I've always heard a lot of great stuff about it. I want to play one of these years. I'll be there, I promise.
Both of those.
Hayden says, shout out to everyone behind the scenes making all this possible by pulling orders and helping out with the day-to-day operations. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Who said that?
Yeah.
Hayden Moore.
These guys kill it back here. All day, every day.
Sign all 3, but there's only 2.
The other one's a Dyemax that you've already
there you
signed.
go. Okay.
Now you got a big stack to sign, so.
Perfect.
Bam!
Nice. Someone likes the Moonshine Daggers. I'll give you guys a showcase. These have been popular.
Yeah, we've got a few left over here.
Under 30. Something like that.
Rick, how do you feel about your game at this point in time? Do you feel there's things you can work on or change, or are you just trying to better your awesome skills you have?
Yeah, I mean, just like anything, there's always stuff to work on. If someone says they're perfect, answer the question. Yeah, I'm working on attention to the speeds too much. I know some of them. I know that if they fly far and good, then I like it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, this goes a long way. Oh, yeah, then that's
like
good.
Yeah.
Speed equals good.
Yep. So I was on the Enforcer, just because I like the consistency. I get enough distance to where I don't need too much else. But I've actually started throwing the Defender and most certain discs that I throw for certain type of shots. So I think now the Gladiator is the highest speed disc, as well as the Defender, which is 14, and it used to be a 12 speed before that.
Yeah, I think Gladiator and Defender are both 13.
13. Okay, thank you.
But yeah, they're fast.
Someone said there's a little bit of lag in the video. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I apologize. We do have pretty strong Wi-Fi here, so we should be good to go. But looks like everything is good, connected and well. Question for Bobby: has the drone been resurrected yet? Well, it is at the repair shop right now. Hopefully, we'll get it by next week. What is your? Someone asked, forehand dream course.
Dream course, huh? Good question. Let's see here.
I guess what's a good course for
if you're on sidearm? Yeah. If you're only sidearm player, if I only had to throw sidearm, what course would I play? Let's see. Thinking. I would not play Fountain Hills. So that's one to eliminate. Every hole finishes to the left, and don't overwater the entire way. So that is not one I would like to play. Got any input on this?
Where have I thought I was only throwing well for
it does,
a
actually.
dominant forehand player?
A lot of the OBs are very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
standard 50 can just find really good layup spots. I think that's kind of evident. Nate Sexton have both won that the last couple of years. Both dominant forehand players.
That's a great.
Yeah. And I think Rick's is coming though.
Yep.
Because you've been close a bunch of times.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
I've gotten second way too many times.
Yeah, you've got the game to play well.
Yep.
Let's see. Mike asks, Gatorade, Powerade, Propel, coconut water, etc. What is your favorite drink to have on the course with you?
Favorite drink? I like kombucha.
Yep.
Also,
kombucha.
Yeah.
No, and it's like it's for the unhealthiest of reasons.
Right.
I really like Dr. Pepper.
Oh, okay.
So I just drink that and like
gotcha.
tea and stuff like that. So yeah. Let me double check. I didn't even look at the notes.
hopefully.
All right, so we've been going for about a half hour, guys. We're going to go ahead and end this live session. Hopefully you're seeing this because there's a lot of buffering happening. I'm not sure what's going on, but we're going to go ahead and end this. Remember, you still got about an hour. Hat, shirt, whatever you want to order, as long as it's not a Dyemax, a custom Dyemax disc.
If you request it, it might look like that.
It might.
Both of these discs. Just that one?
Both of the one discs.
Yes. I think the other is one of the Dyemax.
Yeah, I figured.
And this one doesn't need Ricky's signature.